Hey everybody, Nicole here from the Freedom Focused Photography podcast. Welcome back. I am so excited to bring you a new episode today, this time with Michaela Trujillo from BMAC Pet Photography over in San Diego, California. Michaela, welcome to the podcast.
Nicole, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Of course, I'm super excited to have you here and talk about this wall gallery contest. But before we dig into that, I would love for you just to let everybody know a little bit about you and your business, how you got into pet photography, how long you've been in business, just, a little bit about your background.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I'm the owner of BMAC Pet Photography, and I am based out of San Diego, California. I specialize in outdoor adventure sessions, both in San Diego and all across the Western United States because I do love to travel. I've also been dabbling in commercial pet photography recently, and I've been in business for 2 years now. And in January, I did go full-time in dog photography, so that's super exciting. I actually started the business right after I attended Hound Division in Lake Tahoe back in 2022.
Nice. I didn't realize
Um,
you were just starting your business then. I forgot about that. I thought you were already in. That's awesome.
no, I was brand new,
Brand
like
new.
hadn't technically launched. Uh, yeah, that's a little bit about
Cool. Well, that's
me.
been a lot of exciting things happening in the past 2 years. I love
Yes.
following you on social media too with all your travels out west and just, yeah, so
Thank
pretty.
you.
So
Thank you.
fun. I
Yes,
live
I love
here
it.
in the land of the green. There's not a lot of open, beautiful spots. I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty in a different way.
Yeah, it's nice. We have like the deserts, and I feel like those are just, yeah, the red rocks and everything. So
Yeah,
beautiful.
so pretty. So
Yeah.
pretty. Well, that's awesome. All right. So, can you give us a little bit of an overview, like a high level overview of what a gallery wall contest is?
Yeah, absolutely. So the gallery wall contest is sort of similar to the calendar contest. If you've ever heard of that, we used the same software to host the contest. But basically, how I came up with this idea is I really wanted to display my artwork somewhere local and yeah, just have my artwork out there. So I decided to approach a local pet store. I was a customer there. I knew they had some available wall space that they weren't using. And so I decided to ask her, if it would be okay if I displayed some of my prints on her wall. And from there, we sort of decided why not host a contest to see what local dogs could be displayed on the wall, and to raise money for a charity in the process. So I sort of thought of the calendar wall contest a little bit and how that runs, and I figured that could work really well for this sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of how it came to be and a little bit of what it was.
Oh, I love it. I love anywhere that we can work in a little charitable component. That's really how I built my business with marketing. So yeah, that's fantastic. How did this compare? Maybe what's some of the other marketing that you have been doing in your business as well, and kind of how did this compare compared to some of the other stuff you've done in the past?
Yeah, this was awesome. I mean, I do a lot on social media and I do get clients from Instagram. I've also done events, and I just feel like I'm always really gung ho about events. And then I honestly don't get a lot of clients from them.
Yeah.
And so with this, it's kind of awesome because even now that the contest is over, my artwork is hanging in that pet store and everybody who comes and shops sees it. And I've gotten quite a few clients who they've gone into the store. They're metal prints, so they're very like vibrant. So it's
Mm-hmm.
16 by 24 metal prints, so they're pretty large. But they see those prints and they call me because they want one of those of their dog. So yeah, I feel like it was a really great way to market just and do something a little bit different. And then also, for the contest, if people wanted to gather more votes, they had to share on social media. And I had my logo, the pet store had their logo, the dog rescue that we were supporting had their logo. So all of us, were being seen by lots of new faces, new followers. So that was also another plus.
I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. So let's kind of walk through this all high level. First, there was this business that you had already kind of known the owner, or you've been shopping there. Like, kind of, was it just a client relationship, or did you know this person, outside of just shopping there?
So actually, the pet store was about like 2.5 years old. And
Uh-huh.
when they first opened, I decided I'm going to go to this pet store because it looks just very, it's kind of like a groovy hippie theme. It was very
Yeah.
small, local. I knew the owner really liked to support local businesses just based on social media. And so I was like, I'm just going to go there and introduce myself. So this was like maybe 6 months after they opened. So still pretty new.
Okay.
And I did that. I became a customer, and then I offered her a free photo session, which she took me up on. And we did a photo session, and she ended up buying 2 pretty large metal prints that are actually hanging in her shop. And they're definitely statement pieces. There's like one behind the cash register and then another one right across. And people see those all the time and are like, oh my gosh, I love those photos, because it's her and her
Oh,
dog.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's kind of how I built the relationship, is I offered her something. And then from there, she really supports all small businesses, especially women owned. She's awesome.
Mhm.
So we kind of formed a relationship. Now we're friends. So yeah, it was a little bit easier to approach her in that regard, because I'd already built
But
rapport.
yep.
But yeah, that's kind of how that happened and how I reached out. And yeah, but I
I
think
love
I
that. But yeah. It
oh I
was
was just
a cold hello, a cold inquiry way
oh
back in the day when you
absolutely.
first walked in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
very cold. And um yeah, it blossomed pretty quickly, which is awesome. She like invited me to come like photograph an event like a week later, and it was just, very, very supportive, which was awesome. But yeah, I think even if you don't have a relationship with a
Yep.
store owner yet or a local business, you could form one. And this is an awesome way for them to get artwork in their store,
Mhm.
from a local artist. I mean, I did, all the shooting, I printed the products, all that stuff. So they don't really have to do that much work. So
Yeah.
it's kind of awesome for them
I love
too.
it.
Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. Yeah, no, that is a great way to reach out to people, for sure. And I love really the way that you approached in the beginning where you just introduce yourself, you offer some value. I mean, that's really what we can do best for any business we want to connect with. And then,
Exactly.
and then you can start to build more relationships. But I think this could be a really fun way to work with anybody. And I also, again, like I said, love bringing in the charitable piece, because then you have, you know, a better opportunity for any sort of potential press. More people are willing to share it because it has a charitable piece to it. You have more people to get it in front of, more people to market it. Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, so you made this connection, and then, well, actually, let's go back to that complimentary session that you offered the owner.
Hmm.
Was it just a complimentary session and then she bought everything, or did you offer the complimentary session with product credit? What did that look like?
Yeah, when I offered her the session, I said that I'd love to do a session with her and her dog, because the dog's kind of like the mascot of the store, and she was a puppy at the time. And I said that I would gift her some digital files and then like a small metal print. I was going to do like an 8x10 or something,
Yeah.
just like something small to hang in the store.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, she's like, you know what? I really want like large pieces of these photos you took. Like, can we make that happen? And I'm like, absolutely, yes.
Yep.
um, so I didn't give her a product credit or anything, but it was just the offer of, I did give her some digitals. So there were free digitals
Yeah.
that she could
Okay.
use on her social media, but then she purchased the prints.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. That's great.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So then you guys are ready to start do this contest. Did you guys, I guess you probably figured out what came first, like figuring out how many winners, what sizes, what's this going to look like? Were you paying? I think you mentioned that you paid for the wall display.
Hmm.
So yeah, is that kind of what
Yeah.
did you have to
So
plan before you started?
yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we were lucky in that she had basically a wall that she wasn't using, and it's kind of in a hallway in the store. So it wasn't going to be used for merchandise or anything like that. And she had always meant to do something with it. She just, is busy and doesn't have the time. So that is the
Mhm.
wall we used. And when we measured it out, I wanted the prints to be like pretty, decently large. And we decided that 16x24 prints would fit there best. So that meant that there were going to be 6 winners for the contest. So that's kind of how we decided on that piece. And then, yeah, as far as the metal prints, we decided to split the cost. So she paid for half, I paid for half of the prints.
Oh, nice.
But so the prints are probably going to stay up for 6 months to a year. And then all of the winners have the option, and they all said they would be purchasing the metal prints at the end of that. And we'll charge a little bit more, than they cost, but it'll be less than my usual price for a normal session. So yes, we paid the money up front. We'll make that back and then some. So it was a little bit of an investment in that regard.
I love that though. That's a great idea to allow the clients to purchase them later on. Did that
Exactly.
affect, I'm assuming though that the goal of this was also to get those clients and then do a full session and sell to those clients. So did those clients end up purchasing more, or are they just waiting for their metal print?
Yeah, most of them are kind of waiting for their metal print, but everyone. So basically they won. When they were a winner, they got to have a session with me, but the session was only going to be for that one specific image, which they would get the digital file for. However, I told them if they wanted to upgrade to a full session, that we could do that. And all of them did. And so then I went through my normal process with them. They also got a product credit. I think it was like $100 or something. To spend on product. And so most people got digital files or a photo album because that's what I like to sell. So
perfect.
Yeah. And then most of them are going to be waiting for that metal print for when they can buy it.
Awesome, to add on to their order. I love it. That's fantastic. Okay. So you've talked to the owner, you have an idea, you have the wall fleshed out, you know how many people. You're going to do the photo contest. Go Photo Contest is the company that does this, and they are fantastic. They're a small company. They're the nicest people.
They were awesome, super easy to work with, and it just makes everything go so easily because they just do everything and send the money to the rescue when it comes in and all that. So. Yeah.
I love it. So how did you guys choose which rescue you wanted to work with?
I just kind of looked at rescues around San Diego. I did want to find sort of a smaller one so that our impact of the money we raised could be bigger. I reached out to quite a few, to be honest, and didn't hear back from a lot of them. And the one that I did hear back from, that's the one that I went with. And, I just said, this is what we're doing. We're fundraising. We'd love to donate all the, whatever money we raise to you. All you need to do really is be willing to post on social media. I will give you all of the, templates, everything you need, maybe email your email list, and, that's about it. So it was a relatively easy sell because they were willing to do that. And so that's kind of how I picked the rescue. I was looking for just a little bit smaller of a rescue, and I think they had a couple thousand followers on Instagram, which is always good to get in front of a new audience for me and for the pet store. So that's kind of how we picked that.
I love it. Yeah, I found the same thing where those small to medium-sized rescues tend to have the biggest, the most engaged following because they're so volunteer dependent. And then also the money can have a bigger impact on them. So they're more excited to really market for it. Which, nothing against the big shelters. They're fantastic. They're doing the heavy lifting in the market for sure. But their budget's so much bigger that what I'm able to contribute to them is a drop in the bucket. So they can't spend the time on that as much because they're all strapped, as far as time and so busy, just like everybody else. So
exactly.
I think that's a really good option.
Yeah, and they had some like medical needs dogs, and so like we knew the money was going to like medical bills already. So it was cool to see the money, where it was going and all that. So,
I love it. All right. So then you get the contest up. How long did you run your contest for?
I ran it for 3 weeks. I think I probably, if I did it again, I would maybe do 4. But we did it for 3 weeks, and we had little mini contests each week. So I reached out to some other businesses to see if they would donate prizes. To kind of get people engaged, get more votes on certain days.
I love it. Excellent. And then afterwards, they won. You wanted to see if they wanted to upgrade, and then did a full session for those that wanted to upgrade. If they didn't want to upgrade, what were they going to win?
So if they did not want to upgrade, they would get the session with me, to capture basically the one image, and they would get that digital file and then still the option to purchase the metal print
Okay.
at the end of
Perfect.
6 months or so. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. So we're going to link to the show notes, your blog post where you showcase the
Yes.
wall, because it's beautiful.
Thank you.
And yeah, tell us a little bit about your thoughts about where you shot and how you wanted to kind of create the aesthetic of the wall.
Yeah, so all of the photos I did at different beaches in San Diego, all of them are pretty famous beaches. And that's because the pet store, it's located in Encinitas, California, which is a small beach town. And the store is very like beachy vibes and like kind of groovy hippie. So I just felt that that would mesh really well with the store. So I did think about that when I was shooting. So yeah, I picked 6 different beach locations, and then it was kind of nice too. Once the wall went up, there's little placards underneath that has the dog's name and then like what the location is in San Diego. But yeah, that's how I decided on that and where to do the sessions.
I love it. Awesome. And in on that blog post, you have the one wall says gallery wall reveal night. Did you guys have a big reveal party? What did you do? What did you do there?
We did. It was super fun. So I shot most of the images over like a 6-week period, I'd say. And then a few weeks after that, I showed some behind the scenes, but I didn't show any photos from any of the sessions or any of the photos that would be on the wall. And we decided to host a gallery wall reveal night, is what we called it. And so that was at the pet store. And so I waited till the day of the gallery wall reveal to hang up the prints. And basically what we did is we had like an after hours exclusive gallery wall reveal and shopping experience at Pet Power Studio is the name of the pet store. And so yeah, it took place on a Saturday evening, and we invited all the gallery wall winners to come. They got to come for the first like 30 minutes, and we had snacks and wine and just, some fun stuff for them. And me and the store owner gave a speech, and then there was kind of like a curtain covering the wall. And so we did a big reveal, and we pulled down the curtain, and then everybody got to see the photo of their dog up on the wall as well as the other ones, which was super fun. It was like so fun to see that. And then so we also made it available to the public. We said, whoever wants to come to the gallery wall reveal night and see the photos, like, please come. It's going to be an exclusive shopping event. So the store owner was offering a lot of discounts on stuff at the store. Yeah, we probably had we capped it at 20 people because the store is small and we didn't want it to be too overwhelming. But we probably had like 20, 25 people come and shop, see the wall. And it was really fun. And I think that was really beneficial for the store owner too, right? Because that was after hours and she was able to, make a little bit of money as well. So that was awesome for her.
Yeah. Win-win.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay. And now that it's up, when did this go up? How long has it been up for?
It's been up since November. So we are approaching the 6-month mark.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you seen some clients come in from seeing the wall, like people that have been shopping at the store? Have you gotten some new clients that have gotten exposed to you there?
Yes, I have. Absolutely. Which is awesome. I've gotten, I think if I remember correctly, like four sessions booked from people who were like, yeah, I was at the pet store. I saw the photos up on the wall and I want one of those of my dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, that worked really, really well.
I love it.
It's so nice to be able to see the artwork, like actually, it's so much more impactful.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any special offers up there, or is it really just like the artwork with like your information, or like is there a QR code on the wall that sends them to a special page, or what's that look like?
Yeah, it's just the artwork, and then I do have like my logo and a simple sign that has my QR code on it, and it just goes to my website. I don't have a special offer or anything, but yeah, just so they can follow me on Instagram or go to my website from there. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Do you have any advice for someone, that maybe is considering doing something like this? Emma's here trying to speak into the microphone.
Hi, Emma.
Dog is at doggy daycare on Tuesdays. So she's
That's
perfect. I
get
to hang out in his office. and get hair everywhere. But yeah, do you have any advice for photographers that are, out there trying to, do something fun marketing wise? Like what kind of photographer or, who should consider doing something like this?
Yeah, honestly, I think any sort of photographer could do this. Just at different businesses in your area, even if you're a landscape photographer or like a newborn photographer, anything. I think if you find a business where they're um, selling something similar to what you do or that sort of thing, I think this is a
Yeah.
great marketing tool. And it's just awesome because not only are you collaborating with a local business, but you're also raising money for a charity, which who doesn't love that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is awesome to see your artwork up on the wall
Yeah.
in a store, because the calendar contest I think is awesome, but the calendar, like, it's in people's homes, but with
Right.
the gallery wall contest, the prints are up in a store and people get to see them for months and months whenever they go in. So,
Yeah. I love it.
yeah,
And then, you can make it a regular yearly thing too.
exactly. And the other thing is, you could do this multiple times a year. You could do it with
Hmm.
5 different businesses if you wanted to. Like, you could
Hmm.
just keep doing this all year round if you wanted to.
Yep. Yes.
So I think that's another really awesome thing about it, for sure.
Yeah, I love it. And it can have different vibes too. Like you said, this one's beachy
Exactly.
because it's kind of the vibe of the store, but maybe there's another one that's real urban. So then you have urban dog images in there, or, depending on what the decor of each store is. But
Exactly. Or
yeah,
like a
finding those.
brewery or a winery
Yeah.
or like
Oh,
anywhere.
yeah.
It'd be so fun
Mhm.
to create those
Absolutely.
images for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing this with us. So
Yeah,
appreciate it. Can you let
absolutely.
people know where they can find out more? I'll link to that blog post in the show notes, but let people know where they can find you online and
Yeah,
how they
absolutely.
can follow up.
Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram at BMAC Pet Photography. And my website is www.bmacpetphotography.com. And the other thing is, if you are interested in hosting your own gallery wall contest, you can definitely apply, what you've learned here today. Or I've also created a comprehensive how-to guide to help you along to host your own contest. So if you are interested in that, maybe we can link that in the show notes too, of
Mhm.
where they can
Yeah,
get
for sure.
the guide. If you want even more guidance, we could always hop on a Zoom call to talk about it as well. So there's lots of options.
Cool. Awesome. We'll link all that stuff up down here below in the show notes.
Perfect.
Um, awesome. Michaela, this has been so great. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I love how you just took this idea and kind of really made it your own and made it something unique. There's just so many opportunities out there for us to market our businesses in ways that, hasn't really been done before. And I like to ask myself, how can this be fun? And this is definitely a fun way to do that. So
Thank
thank
you.
you again for,
Absolutely.
yeah, for
Yes.
sharing.
Thank you for having me on.
Of course. Yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.